Hello everyone, I hope you've gone through the first part of the lesson, the rat trap. This is the second part. As explained in the first part, we'll be covering this lesson in 5 parts. It's a story by Selma Lagerlof, explained by Deepshika ma'am. In this second video, we'll be talking about the various themes that have been covered in this chapter. So let's continue.
Themes. There are 4 themes here: human kindness, loneliness and companionship, trust versus cynicism, and naming and identity. Now let's deal with the first one, that is human kindness. The Rat Trap is a short and almost a fairy tale story that centers around transforming power of human kindness. An unnamed peddler of rat trap goes from seeing the world as one big rat trap and is engaged in robbing to returning the stolen money and proclaiming himself free, all as a result of experiencing true kindness and generosity from Edla Wilmanson on Christmas Eve. Now, the author expresses the belief that there is a core of goodness in all people, and this goodness can be unlocked through companionship and compassion and kindness. As we are dealing with the first one, that is a human kindness, the peddler always had that latent potential goodness within him, but because he experienced only hardships and unkindness in life, he thought of the world as an antagonistic place and was antagonistic to others in turn. Now, when he experiences this true understanding and compassion from Edla, he is able to adjust his rat trap, and the philosophy fits in. The goodness within himself is being brought out by the kind act of Edla. Then he goes back to his difficult life of wandering and peddling rat traps. But it is assumed that the peddler has been fundamentally changed for the better by his experience of Edla's kindness. The rat trap doesn't shy away from the reality that the world can be harsh, an unkind place. It ultimately takes an optimistic view of human nature and advocates for the virtues of kindness and compassion. The next theme what we have here is trust and cynicism. Cynicism, as we understand, is being critic of the world. Now, the rat trap begins with a homeless peddler and is defined by his rat trap, the philosophy of life, the world being nothing as a rat trap and offering a bait, and everyone who tries to get near the bait is ruined. So this is fundamentally a cynical view of the world. The one story ultimately undercuts by showing its limitation and offering an alternate philosophy. So, as I said, life, it shows over here, can be harsh and cruel at times. Selma Lagerlof suggests that being wholly cynical, one leads to isolation, immorality and unhappiness. So the story instead advocates more of trusting the worldview one takes of human kindness into account and can build community between people. As is in the case of Edla's kindness and trust apparently showed him an alternative way of doing with the people. Again, the Lagerlof's model point over here is that the world can be an unkind place, but one doesn't have to give in wholly to cynicism or opportunism. What do I mean by this? To be cynical like the peddler. He is alone and he's unhappy and he tries to take advantage of the others. In the beginning, he has stolen the crofter's money, and secondly, that he despite knowing the fact that he is not a comrade or mistaken identity by the iron master, yet he takes the offer. The next theme that, as I said, is loneliness and companionship. The old man seemed to find a genuine pleasure in spending an evening with the peddler, playing cards, talking about his life. This brief community was only possible because the old man's decision to trust the peddler. To be trusting like Edla or the old crofter is to put oneself at risk, but also truly enjoying the company and the friendship. Again, the connected themes of kindness and trust. It also explores the basic human need for the companionship and community, and shows the negative effects of loneliness, and it may result from poverty or cynicism or unkindness. At the start of the story, the peddler leads an incredibly lonely existence, and this affects him extremely in a negative way, causing unhappiness and bitterness, and thus driving him to steal and to lie to others. Though the peddler's transformative interactions with the old man, the iron master, the Edlevel Manson, and however the story shows the importance of human companionship and suggests that society should bring people together rather than isolating them or turning them against each other. So, summing up again this loneliness and companionship, and mind you, this question has been a very important one from the point of view of examination. Now, in the story, we see the peddler's loneliness is largely the result of his poverty and difficult lifestyle. He wanders by himself by the road, begging for food and shelter. And the initial portrayal emphasizes the fact that the peddler is driven to loneliness because he has no other option and he cannot build any kind of friendship or community, and he must always keep on moving. The second one, we see the old crofter is not as desperately poor as the peddler, but he does not, he still wants to bind, to bond with someone. He has no family, and he really finds very happy to talk to someone and to share his life with someone. Though it's only a night stay at his place, however, he welcomes the peddler. The last one, we have the family of the Wilmansons, Iron Master and Edla Wilmanson, and they decide that he should be staying over for the Christmas. It is largely because she recognizes the man's loneliness and she wants him to give a respite from his isolated existence. Next, what we see here, the last one, what we have is identity and naming. While it is primarily focused on the potential of goodness within people and interactions between them, the rat trap also concerns with the issues of identity, especially the construction of the identity through actions and choices, and the role that name plays in this process. Now let's see the first one. The first one, what we had was Iron Master mistaking him to be an old comrade. Now that's an identity what we have here. And in the last part, we have also seen that the peddler has signed himself as Captain Won't Steal. Why did he do that? Again, this is an identity. He wants to name himself. So I think that's very important. Ultimately, the story suggests that identity is a fluid thing and people can change or can be changed to inhabit different identities based on the choices and the actions of the others. So equally, this is very important, identity and naming. So students, that's all we have for the themes in this video.
We'll be continuing in the next parts. Thank you for watching.